Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, am I truly living the life I deserve in my golden years? You might think everything's fine. You've made it through the toughest chapters, and now you're simply coasting. But what if I told you there are small things, quiet habits, that you might be doing every single day without even realizing that are slowly draining your energy, your joy, and your ability to truly feel alive? As we grow older, we often accept a set of silent rules. Rules about what's appropriate for our age, about how we should act, how much we should slow down, how we should carry our pain quietly. Rules that tell us what's too late to change and what we should just learn to live with. But here's the hard truth. Some of those rules, the ones we think are keeping us safe, might actually be holding us back from the life we still have the power to create. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 subtle but dangerous habits that could be silently blocking your health, your happiness, and your sense of connection. And at the end, we'll explore one final truth that just might set your mind free. Maybe you've been skipping movement because your body aches. Maybe you've pulled away from people without realizing how much it's affecting your spirit. Maybe you've been replaying regrets late at night, losing sleep and losing yourself. You are not alone, and none of these habits are permanent. The beautiful thing is, every single one of them can be changed. And once you start, you'll notice the shift. More energy, a clearer mind, a lighter heart, and a renewed sense of control over your future. If you want to live not just longer, but better, if you want to reclaim the spark in your eyes, the strength in your body, and the freedom in your soul, then stay with me until the very end. You might be surprised by what you still have the power to do, no matter your age. Before we begin, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss another video that could change your life. And one more thing, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment and leave a comment below with this simple phrase: it's never too late to stop the wrong things. Because today, we're not just learning what to stop, we're learning how to take back control. Now grab yourself a warm cup of coffee or tea, settle into your favorite chair, and let's have a real conversation. Just you and me. This could be the beginning of something powerful. 1. Skipping movement. It's surprisingly easy to make excuses when it comes to staying active, especially when you're dealing with daily fatigue, persistent aches, or just the mental weight of everything life has thrown at you over the years. And believe me, I get it. The idea of skipping that short walk, that simple stretch, or that brief moment of motion can feel like a reward, like something you've earned after all you've endured. Just sit down for a bit, we tell ourselves. You've done enough. But here's the truth we don't often hear. Every time we say no to movement, we're not just taking a break. We're slowly allowing our bodies to decline. Muscles weaken, strength fades, and balance becomes fragile. These changes may be quiet, but they are powerful. And over time, those tiny choices, choosing the couch instead of the corner walk, skipping today's stroll because your knees ache, they add up in ways we don't realize until it's too late. Think about it. When we don't move, we lose the very strength that keeps us safe. And without that strength, the risks multiply. A simple fall, something so many see as just part of aging, can become a life-altering moment. Broken bones, long, painful recovery periods, a sudden fear of walking alone. And before you know it, you're not just physically limited, you're emotionally shackled too. Now, I don't share this to scare you. I share it to remind you just how vital movement really is. Not because we need to fit into a certain image or chase some unrealistic version of youth, but because movement is the foundation of freedom. It's not about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. It's about showing up for yourself, consistently. Even a short, gentle 10-minute walk every day can transform your life more than you might imagine. I've seen it time and time again, in my own life and in the lives of so many others. Those small steps, repeated with love and intention, become the bricks that rebuild our strength. With every stride, you're not only energizing your legs, you're waking up your heart, sharpening your mind, and reviving your spirit. When you move, even just a little, you're giving your body the signal that you're still in the game. You're improving circulation, supporting your heart health, and boosting your emotional resilience. It's like handing yourself a gift each day, a reminder that you're still strong, still capable, still in control. And honestly, what greater act of self-respect could there be? There's something deeply empowering about getting up and moving on your own terms, not needing someone to help you out of a chair, not hesitating when you need to reach for something, not worrying that your body will betray you in a critical moment. Physical activity isn't just about avoiding falls or weakness. It's about reclaiming the confidence to live life without fear. It's about proving to yourself day after day that age is just a number, not a sentence. That slowing down is optional, not inevitable. So here's what I want you to do. Take that 10-minute walk, not because you have to, but because you deserve to. Do it for your health, do it for your strength, do it for your independence. It's such a small choice, but it could change everything. And with time, those 10 minutes might turn into 15, then 20, and suddenly you'll start to feel it. The lightness, the energy, the pride. But most of all, the deep peace of knowing you're doing what you can to care for the one thing that's been with you your entire life. Your body, your most loyal companion. And that, my friend, is a gift that will keep on giving. 2. Withdrawing from social connection. As the years pass, it becomes all too easy to gradually retreat from the world around us. It doesn't happen in one dramatic moment. Instead, it unfolds slowly and almost imperceptibly. Perhaps you don't feel as energetic as before, or you start to worry about your appearance and whether your thoughts or stories still hold any meaning in the conversation. With the weight of potential judgment looming, you might begin to believe that you're simply too old or too frail to engage with others. I've witnessed many once vibrant individuals, those who were once the life of every gathering or the backbone of their communities, slowly slip into isolation, convinced that they've outgrown their role in social settings. This quiet withdrawal is far more damaging than many realize. Social interaction isn't merely a pleasant distraction. It's vital for both our mental and physical well-being. When we close ourselves off, we don't just feel the sting of loneliness. We start to suffer in ways that are both emotional and tangible. Long-term isolation has been linked to everything from depression and heart disease to a decline in cognitive function, often creeping up until one day you wonder when the light went out. I've seen loved ones, once full of life, fade away into shadows simply because they stopped reaching out, stopped allowing themselves to be seen and heard. There's a temptation to simply shut the door, curl up under a blanket, and convince yourself that everything is just fine. Yet that kind of isolation not only cuts you off from the world around you, it disconnects you from yourself, causing you to lose touch with your inner vitality and that unique spark that makes you who you are. When you're alone too long, negative thoughts can spiral out of control, turning your mind into a prison of regret, fear, and insecurities. However, reaching out doesn't demand grand gestures or filling your schedule with exhausting events. It can be as simple as sharing a friendly conversation with a neighbor, sending a quick text to an old friend, or taking a small step to join a community group that resonates with your interests. In my experience, and through watching others, it's never too late to rekindle the connections that make life rich and meaningful. I've seen people in their 70s, 80s, even 90s forge new bonds or revive old friendships, reigniting a sense of belonging that lights up their world with joy. Social connection nourishes the soul. It sharpens your mind, lifts your heart, and even bolsters your body's defenses. There's a remarkable power in simply knowing you're seen, valued, and loved, regardless of your age. So if you found yourself drifting into isolation, I encourage you to take that first small step. Whether it's a phone call, a neighborly chat, or a brief visit to a local gathering, these little actions can spark a profound change in your life. Remember that connection isn't just about filling the silence. It's about filling your spirit with warmth and life. It's about reaffirming that you still matter, that your presence makes a difference. So embrace every opportunity to reach out and share in simple moments, because in doing so, you unlock a world of healing and possibility that can transform your days into something truly beautiful. 3. Ignoring sleep hygiene. As we age, one of the quietest yet most frustrating challenges we face is sleep, or rather the lack of it. It slips away so subtly, like sand through our fingers. Nights that used to bring peace now bring hours of tossing and turning, staring at the ceiling, hoping sleep will finally come. But let's be honest. Poor sleep isn't just a part of getting older that we should learn to live with. That's a dangerous lie we've been told. The truth is, disrupted sleep isn't something to accept. It's something to address. Bad sleep habits can quietly unravel both our physical and mental health. When we don't get the rest we need, we begin to experience cognitive fog, a weakened immune system, and a higher risk for chronic issues like heart disease, diabetes, and even depression. And what's most painful? Something that once felt so natural, falling asleep easily, staying asleep through the night, can suddenly become a battle. A battle many older adults fight alone. But it doesn't have to stay that way. In fact, one of the most powerful gifts we can give ourselves in this stage of life is a renewed commitment to quality sleep. I truly believe we need to take sleep hygiene seriously, not as an afterthought, but as a core pillar of our well-being. And that begins with structure. Just like children thrive on routine, so do we. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day gives our body a rhythm to follow. And even more than that, creating a calming bedtime ritual is a game changer. A warm mug of herbal tea, a few minutes of gentle stretching, a quiet book. These aren't luxuries. They're signals to the mind that it's time to let go of the day. And there's more we must be mindful of. Avoid caffeine in the late hours. Steer clear of heavy meals too close to bedtime. And perhaps, most importantly, shut off the screens. The artificial light from phones, tablets, and TVs stimulates the brain in all the wrong ways, sending it mixed messages when all we need is peace. Even a few minutes of scrolling can delay your brain's natural release of melatonin, pushing sleep further out of reach. Quality sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's a foundation for everything. Sharper thinking, steadier emotions, a stronger body, and a deeper capacity to enjoy life. If there's one thing I've learned with time, it's this. Sleep is not a luxury. It's not optional. It's one of the most effective, natural, and restorative things we can do for our health. And yet it's often the first thing we neglect when life gets overwhelming. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Let's begin to protect our rest with the same care we give to our diet, our medications, and our movement. Let's start treating sleep not as a passive activity, but as a powerful tool for healing, energy, and joy. Because without rest, we can't truly thrive. 4. Neglecting your brain. One of the most damaging things we can do for our long-term well-being is also one of the easiest to overlook, neglecting the mind. We often focus on our bodies, staying active, eating better, getting enough rest. But the brain, it tends to get left behind. And yet, just like every other muscle in the body, our brain needs regular use and stimulation to stay strong, focused, and alive. The danger is how quietly this neglect sets in. Without realizing it, we fall into patterns. Watching hours of television, scrolling through endless screens, engaging in repetitive activities that require little effort or attention. These habits may feel harmless, even comforting, but over time, they rob us of something precious, our mental clarity, our sharpness, and the unique spark that keeps us truly present in life. It's heartbreaking to think how many memories might never be formed, how many thoughts and ideas could slowly slip away, simply because we didn't take the time to keep our minds engaged. But the good news? It's never too late to begin again. Our brains have an incredible ability to adapt and grow, no matter our age, if we're willing to challenge them. And it doesn't take anything extreme. Learning a new skill, like playing an instrument, trying out a new recipe, or exploring a topic that fascinates you, these are all powerful ways to wake your brain up and breathe life back into it. Take on a hobby that makes you think. Solve puzzles, play brain games, try your hand at a new language. It's not about keeping yourself busy, it's about feeding your brain with something it can chew on. You don't have to be perfect at it. In fact, it's the effort that matters most. That moment of confusion when you're learning something new, that's your brain growing stronger. That tiny frustration when a puzzle doesn't click right away, that's your neurons firing up again. A well-exercised brain doesn't just help with memory, it helps you navigate life's ups and downs with more confidence, more peace, and more presence. Mental resilience, the kind that helps you stay grounded even when life feels overwhelming, comes from staying curious and engaged with the world around you. We all deserve to feel mentally alive, not just to remember things clearly, but to think creatively, express ourselves, and keep discovering who we are, even as we age. So don't wait. Your future self is shaped by the choices you make today. Keep your mind active. Feed it. Challenge it. Love it. Because when you care for your brain, it cares for you in return, with clarity, focus, and the quiet confidence to thrive in every season of life. 5. Dwelling on regret. If you're still here with me, it means something in this message is speaking to you. And I want you to know you're not alone. We all reflect on our past. It's natural. Sometimes it's even necessary. Looking back can help us learn, grow, and find meaning in our experiences. But when reflection turns into obsession, when the same mistakes, the same missed chances, the same what-ifs play on a loop in your mind, it stops being helpful. It starts becoming destructive. Living in regret is like walking through life with a weight chained to your chest. Every time you replay a moment that hurt, a decision you didn't make, or a path you didn't take, you give it power over your present. Regret doesn't just sit in your mind, it seeps into your spirit. It drains your energy, clouds your thoughts, and chips away at your joy. Over time, it can even show up in your body, in tension, fatigue, illness. And the hardest part? It happens so quietly that you might not even notice it until it's already taken hold. I've learned, sometimes painfully, that clinging to regret doesn't heal anything. It only deepens the wound. What brings healing, real, lasting healing, is forgiveness. Not just forgiveness of others, but forgiveness of yourself. And that's often the hardest one to offer. We're so quick to be kind to others, to give them second chances. But when it comes to ourselves, we hold on, we punish, we replay it again and again. But forgiveness isn't about saying what happened didn't matter. It's not about pretending it didn't hurt. It's about choosing to set yourself free, to unchain yourself from a past you can't change, and finally give yourself permission to move forward. It's about saying, yes, I made mistakes, but I'm still worthy of peace, of happiness, of a full life. We can't go back, but we can choose what we do now. The present, this moment right here, is where your power lives. No matter how small the step, doing something today to take care of yourself, to bring light into your life, to move forward is what truly matters. I can tell you from my own journey, the moment you begin to release the grip of regret, even just a little, you'll feel it. A lightness in your chest, a clarity in your mind, the return of energy that had been trapped in those old memories. And suddenly the future won't feel so heavy, so uncertain. It'll feel open, possible. Life is far too short and far too precious to be lived in reverse. So let it go. Not all at once, but one breath, one choice, one moment at a time. Make peace with your past. Make peace with yourself. Only then can you truly stand in the present with open arms and begin to receive the beauty, the joy, and the freedom that's been waiting for you all along. 6. Suppressing your emotions. How many times in your life have you said, "I'm fine," when you knew deep down you weren't? For many of us, especially as we get older, expressing how we truly feel becomes harder, not easier. We're taught to stay strong, to push through, to keep our feelings to ourselves. We don't want to worry our children. We don't want to seem weak. We tell ourselves it's in the past or it doesn't matter now. So we smile, we nod, and we bury it deeper. But here's what no one tells you. What we don't express, we suppress. And what we suppress doesn't disappear. It settles into the body. The anger we never spoke, the grief we never shared, the fear we never admitted, the disappointment we never allowed ourselves to feel. It doesn't go away. It waits inside, growing heavier with time until it starts to affect not just our heart, but our health. Research has shown that unprocessed emotions can lead to chronic stress, higher blood pressure, weakened immunity, digestive problems, even heart disease. You might think you're handling it just fine, but your body knows the truth, and it carries it every single day. You see, emotional pain that isn't expressed will eventually find another way out. Through the body, through our moods, through sudden outbursts, or long-term sadness that feels like it came from nowhere. And sadly, this suffering often goes unnoticed because we've gotten so good at pretending we're okay. But here's the truth I want you to remember. Your feelings are valid. They matter. You matter. And being open about what you feel is not weakness, it's courage. It's self-respect. You don't need to shout from the rooftops. You don't need to share your soul with everyone you meet. But you do need to give yourself a safe space to feel. That might mean talking to a trusted friend, writing in a journal, speaking with a counselor, or even sitting quietly and saying out loud, "This hurt me." Because acknowledgement is the first step toward healing. Letting yourself feel, really feel, isn't about dwelling in sadness. It's about setting down the burden you've been carrying alone for far too long. When you name the feeling, you take away its power to control you. When you allow it space to exist, you allow yourself to exist more fully, more honestly. The more we embrace our emotions, the more we return to ourselves. And the more we return to ourselves, the more alive we become. So if you've been bottling things up, holding things in, telling yourself to just move on, I invite you to pause, to breathe, to be gentle with yourself. Because healing doesn't begin when we avoid our pain. It begins when we stop running from it. And the best part? It's never too late to start. Not at 60, not at 70, not even at 90. You still have the right to be seen, heard, understood, and most importantly, felt. Because you are not just a body moving through the years. You are a whole, feeling human being, and you deserve to live with a heart that's light, open, and at peace. As we come to the end of today's journey, I want to invite you to take a quiet moment, just for yourself, and really reflect on everything we've explored together. Which part spoke to your heart the loudest? Was there a truth that hit a little deeper than you expected? We all carry something, old habits, hidden emotions, lingering regrets, silent fears. But the most beautiful part of life is that every single day is a chance to start again, with more clarity, more compassion, and more courage than before. So here's my question for you. What's one thing you're ready to stop doing so you can finally start living more fully? Let me know in the comments below by finishing this sentence. In my senior years, I will stop. It can be as simple or as powerful as you like. Your words might just inspire someone else to take their first step too. And if this video offered you a moment of hope, a new perspective, or simply reminded you that you still matter deeply, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support, your voice, and your presence mean more than you know. If you feel moved to do so, consider tapping that super thanks button as a small way to help us keep sharing these messages of strength, healing, and renewal with even more people who need them. Together, we're building something truly meaningful. In the next video, we'll dive into something I think many of you have been waiting for. How to set emotional boundaries with adult children without guilt and reclaim your peace. Or maybe you'd like to hear more about strengthening memory, managing chronic pain naturally, or dealing with the feeling of being left behind. Let me know in the comments what topic you'd love to see next. We're here to serve you. Never forget this. You are not too old. You are not invisible. You are not done. You are worthy of happiness, of deep connection, and of a life that still feels rich, full, and yours. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Until next time, take care of your heart, take care of your mind, and never stop choosing a life that feels truly alive. I'll see you soon.